Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Lily. Thank you for joining me again. Today is Wednesday, 30th of October. So whakalawhalei atu. I'm going to show you a very easy recipe for scones. Yeah, so date scones. So what it is that whenever we have some sort of mauku or the funeral, we always try and make something when we go along to see the people. So today I'm making date scones, and I've already cooked some tapioca pitako, so I could show you that after I finish doing this. So firstly, I don't have like measuring like with cups and everything like that, okay? So you have a whole kilo of, it's 1.5 kilos of Pam's self-raising flour. So my recipe would be to pull that bag in and leave a quarter. You see how where my thumbs are? You just leave about a quarter of that there. So, okay, so you got a quarter of a bag left of 1.5 kilos, 1.5 self-raising flour. It can be any type of flour you choose, but I always shop with that. So get a fork, just do a little well in the middle, okay? And sprinkle a little bit of salt in there, and in goes the wet ingredients. So along here I have cream. The cream here that I have is roughly, now I'm not wearing my glasses. The cameraman, can you please see how many mils that has in the, I need the cameraman with his
500
glasses.
mils.
So it's a 500 ml, okay, 500 ml of cream. In it goes into the bowl. All of that in the bowl. Woo. And okay, now with the Sprite. So I've got, well, it's 7-Up. It's still the same thing to me. So I'll fill this bottle of cream up halfway. See, I don't measure it with the cups. I just measure it with, so try and get it halfway. We're putting it in there so that we can use the rest of the cream up, okay? So in that goes. So because you don't want it too wet, you can start stirring it. Oh, and don't forget, the most important ingredient of all too is dates. So I've had them soaking for about an hour. You can soak them longer if you want. So that's a whole packet of dates that's going in there. Okay? It's a whole packet of dates. You can get any type of date you want, but the one I've bought is this brand. Okay? So in goes the whole packet. And what I try and do as well is put the juice in there too, okay? So if it's too wet, I might have to add some more flour in. All right. There we go. That's all of that in there. So we'll give it a bit of a mix. Mix it gently with a lot of love in it. Okay, anyways. Okay, so I can put a little bit more of this juice in there. Okay. Remember, I don't go by how many cups. I just go by like a bag or 500 mils or, yes, one. And I mean, it's very simple. Very simple. You give it a bit of stir. Now the secret to making scones is not to knead it. Okay? You're just stirring it in. What you can do also with scones is you can have a little bit of sugar if you want it sweet. For me, because the sweetness is already from the Sprite and the dates, I try and go natural with it, you know, like I try and go not to put too much, I don't like too much sugar in things, okay? So I've given that a good mix, and I think that's a good texture. I mean, if you can see that, I think that is a good texture. And if you do want it a little bit more wet, it's up to you. Okay, get that, mixed it up. I have done a good job of mixing it. Okay, you can see that. What I might do is just add a little bit of that into it, because I do want it a little bit wet. It's nice to have it more wet than actually dry. Yeah? Okay. Now,
we're going to share a bit of
what we're going to do
couple
is,
of funerals that you got.
no, there's just two that that's a cousin, and we're going to go and see her. That's my cousin Sunga.
Who passed away.
Actually, Sunga was amazing. She was a beautiful cousin of mine, very close to the family, and she just passed away yesterday. That's Tuesday, yes. And during my young days, my cousin Sunga was the one who got me my first job after I left school. I was kind of like a dropped out at 16. Yeah. Anyway, yes, she got me my first job, and I was only still maybe 16, 17 at the time, so I was very thankful to her. I think also was because Mum had asked my cousin Sunga to Anyway, so that's one, and I think my husband Stephen, who's in the background as a cameraman, it's his auntie. I think, I don't know, the relation is, but to your, what's your auntie that you called, you said, you tell about her, she was a nurse back in Niue, and you remember her giving you most of all your immunisations, is that correct?
Auntie Merikoringo, who passed away, I think a couple of days ago, was a Mutalo nurse, common nurse. And when I was young, she used to jab me with a lot of injections. I don't know what they were, but it must have helped. But anyways, her passing is part of the parcels. Why the wife today making some of these ingredients to share with what we call funeral preparation. Just as much as she has said about her cousin Sunga, whom she just visited Sunday. a night prior before her passing the next night. So these are part and parcels of processes that Niuean people do to share in the funeral procession, or share in the cost of the funeral, or share in the cost of mourning a loved one. We share common foods, and the wife is making these scones and what it's called pitako, which is seiko.
You can pass it around and I'll show it later.
But basically this is what the wife is doing. I'm already holding on the camera, of course, but this is the preparation which is commonly used back in Niue called umu, which is an underground oven that has to be prepared to feed a lot of people that will be coming to visit the family. In a common term today, it's called catering. But as part of tradition, we come together as a family and share whatever we have on the table, because the family will be in mourning for the next 7 days, I think, or however long before the burial. So in preparations of food and scones and whatever, similar like what the wife here is doing, is a common practice.